Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Pritchard Pub. I'm your host, AC Pritchard, and we have a special guest today, Mr. Mindflayer.
Hello, hello.
So, how you doing today, Mr. Mindflayer? And who are you? Tell the folks who you are.
Well, to put us on a more personal basis, my name is Eric. Colloquially on the internet, you will know me as Mr. Mindflayer. I'm doing all right. Can't complain. It's a nice 70-something degrees here in North Carolina, and it's a great day. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, man. Now, it's my understanding that you're a podcaster.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not on Spotify myself. I was thinking about ripping like the audio off of these live casts and kind of cycling. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But,
dude. I recommend Spotify has thoroughly simplified the process.
Yeah.
So just for the folks at home, I do a podcast called Anomalous. It is in the same genre of things like Last Podcast on the Left and things like that, except a lot less true crime because I feel like that market is completely fucking saturated.
It also kind of reminded me of Morbid, but like you said, less true crime, more bizarre.
Yeah, and that's really the thing I was going for the entire time. But for you, when I started doing it, I used a service called Anchor.
Nice.
And it was free and you just do shit with it. But Spotify subsumed Anchor. So Anchor turned into Spotify for podcasters.
So Spotify took a page out of Amazon's book because
Pretty
Amazon
much.
basically owns all audiobook platforms, basically.
Oh yeah, the minute they took Audible, it was over.
Yeah. And like
So
Kindle.
yeah, Audible, Kindle.
Was Kindle independent from Amazon early on? I can't remember.
Part of me wants to say yes, but I can't say definitive on that.
Wouldn't surprise me if it was absorbed into the empire.
Oh no, not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all. But Spotify did the same thing to Anchor.
Yeah.
So now with Spotify being, I'm pretty sure the bigger platform as opposed to Apple, at this point, you can just set it up. Just set it up and put your stuff on audio.
Yeah.
It's a really good way to do it.
And like doing these live podcasts, how hard would it be for me to just like pull the live audio off of this and then just
just as long as you have the actual like video, just rip the audio off of it and go from there.
But Spotify also has video on it now, right?
Yeah, I still haven't quite figured that out yet.
Yeah, I see. Like every major band, instead of just playing the song, it has the video or the lyric video playing also in the background.
Yeah, yeah. It's it's weird. I don't exactly know how to feel about that.
Yeah, it's I mean, I support it because it's more eyes on the artist. Like I wish we had that back when I was touring and playing shows and stuff. So it would have came in handy,
Oh,
we got our.
By the way, I did give a new intro song.
Sorry, what? You're cutting out.
Yeah, the new intro music. I just wish we could have made the much clink to the beat. That would have been rad.
Oh yeah. But like it would have been super nice back in the day because we got our 20 to 30K downloads and views and stuff, but we didn't really monetize any of it. That's how we got to that amount, just as like a local band, but that got our name out there. It would have been super nice to just connect everything and be like, oh, this listen is also now a view. You know what I mean? It kind of consolidates everything. Kind of interesting.
That's one of the double edges of the sword, so to speak.
Yeah.
You can connect everything now, and it worked out really well.
Oh yeah, for sure. Everything is like it's all like one big website now, you know. But
Yeah, you can just make a web for yourself, like you're your own grubby shilling spider.
my grubby shilling spider is about to be my Substack, which it has. Oh, looks like we lost Mr. Mindflayer here. Stand by here. I'm sure he'll rejoin. But you know, for those listening, I'll just talk to you. I'll say hi to the chat here. Hail Stormcrow, how we doing today?
Wow, that
We
was
also,
weird.
oh, you're good. We also got
Yeah.
Twin Duck Productions. Hail to you, and Badass Turner, B.A. Turner. Hail.
Nice.
Anyway, sorry you cut out there. What were you saying, buddy?
What the hell was I saying? You were talking about your Substack.
Yeah. It's about to be my grubby shill machine.
Oh yeah. I made one for Anomalous.
Oh, get it.
Oh
Well,
Jesus,
like it's really grown on me because it's like like a magazine, really, or a newspaper. Like it's super awesome when you like actually start understanding it. You know.
And you can play with the layouts and things like that.
Yeah. Like there's your profile, right? And I always associated my profile with the publication, but it's just like, here's you, and then you start new publications for every individual thing you want to do. So like at first I put my first sampler story that was inspired by an Iron Age media prompt. That's the whole reason I got a Substack, by the way, is just to participate in the Iron Age media prompts. But I put that first one up there and connected it, and then I, in the same publication, put my first review on the Substack, or just like a review. I used to work at a small town newspaper doing movie reviews and sports reporting and stuff, but I digress. I put that review right in there with it, and as I was setting up spirit animals, I was just like, and I realized you can just start a whole new like publication. So there's you're at the top of the pyramid, and then all your projects and shit just spider out from there.
Exactly. Like for me, I have two of them. One is just my personal one, and that's just where I kind of I'll write, I guess, what I'll call opinion pieces.
Mm-hmm.
And I did one review for Black Knight on a Star Shatter book, the Valen and the Bunker of Death. And then I have one for Anomalous, which I've basically been using as I'm putting together these larger episodes, which is kind of like the plan. I'm able to use that to put out like shorter little blurbs, little written articles about things. And it's taken a lot of the mental weight and franticness off of me.
Yeah.
Because I don't have to stress about, oh shit, how am I going to record this? When do I schedule it? Do I have the time? Because I can just sit down, find a topic out of the list of stuff I have, and write something.
Right.
And just bam, right there, published, done.
Lists.
Oh yeah.
Like, everybody knows about them, but let me tell you something, creators. There's nothing, not even a creator, right? Just anybody with aspirations or ambition. You want to lose some weight, you want to do whatever, do X amount of whatever per day, anything. You just sit down, make a little simple list. It's amazing how like powerful just being able to reference your what I got to do list. You know what I mean? As long as you keep it like reasonable, you can't just say like, okay, number one on the list,
make $1 million. Yeah, right.
Take over the world. Number one on the list. No, you're never going to even get past that. So it's just like,
yeah. How about, tie your shoes today?
10 push-ups whenever you think about it.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's amazing how you can trick your brain into all of these things.
Right. It's great. Lists, though. That's
Oh,
actually
absolutely.
a secret to like my writing process. I have banks of names and places, because names are important to me. I
Oh,
I,
yeah.
I realized pretty early on when I was just pulling names out of the ether, making shit up with my 150K word epic, dude, it didn't feel good being like, and your name is whatever, and then your name is whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
In this place, it's called whatever. You know what I mean? I would rather do my process, which I've talked about a little bit, but it ends up creating a product that not only looks nice, it sounds nice, it's unique, and it means something because I take it, I take it from other languages basically. I
Oh,
look
yeah.
at other languages and I have a process, but yeah, it always
Hey,
means something. Yeah.
I mean, everybody has a process for the stuff they do. Like, my process is barely a process, though. It comes in like these fits and spurts. What
Yeah.
what I've learned about myself through the years is I am an idea guy,
Oh yeah, same.
and if I could learn how to sell them, I'd be a lot better. But
It's tricky.
it is. It's like, okay, I've talked to a few people about this. I had an idea one day, and I can't remember what the hell I was doing, but I had an idea for like a set of like pulp style novellas with a cyberpunk twist and do my own take on RoboCop.
That's a good idea.
So you
RoboCop's a
take
classic.
right. So I wanted to do my own take on RoboCop, but I wanted to do something different. So let's take an almost same scenario, like rando cop gets all screwed up by something, but instead of, in the case of RoboCop, where his entire body was friggin' destroyed, let's just give him a hardcore amount of brain damage.
Right.
So this cop gets randomly chosen just because, hey, look, he's a viable candidate now that his head's been caved.
That's
So
realistic as hell.
yeah. So they put an implant in him and do what they can to repair him. Now that implant is the sentient kinetic investigative protocol, otherwise known as SKIP.
SKIP?
The sentient kinetic investigative protocol.
I like that.
And the people who programmed him really like Dick Tracy. So you've got a modern guy with an artificial intelligence in his head walking around calling women dames and broads.
Hell yeah. And he could like walk into a casino and like mathematically just like break everything down because he's got like this AI in his head.
That, and he's a gambler. Like the AI is a gambler
and
an alcoholic.
Yeah.
So
it's alcohol,
yeah,
it affects the brain, like the AI loves it.
The AI loves it. But you've got this poor schmuck beat cop who's like, what the hell am I supposed to do with this? Because he's got a voice in his head speaking lingo that people haven't spoken for 80 years. And all the while through the stories, as they're, solving crimes or getting the hell beat out of them, something, he's contending with this voice speaking in what is essentially a language he doesn't understand. And they have to find a way to work together. So it's a really bad buddy cop movie, but all inside one guy's head.
I like it. It kind of reminds me of like a realistic Master Chief Cortana type relationship.
Yeah, that's like, that was part of it. I thought about RoboCop, and then I thought about that, and I was like, yeah.
Because let's be honest, Cortana is mostly just a real person. Like she's not. She's just like she's literally an actual personality. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
There's not really much about her that, other than the fact that she's literally an AI or whatever, and we know that as the audience. When you just like listen to this, if you in a vacuum had a person just listen to this character talk, they probably wouldn't assume that's a robot or whatever.
They'd be wondering, like, are they talking over a headset? How are they communicating?
Or
You know,
like,
where is this?
I'm
Well,
talking just like black screen, listening to them talk.
well, yeah, you would assume that, you know, they're standing right in front of each other.
Yeah, exactly.
And sharing moments when essentially she's just a hologram in a suit.
So yeah, like even though the concept is an AI inside this person's head, it's really it's just kind of a person inside of a person's head.
Yeah,
Whereas like yours sounds more like an actual realistic, gritty human being with like an actual AI in his head.
and
Like
well,
not necessarily.
it's
This-
kind of that. Like there's kind of those moments of AI because, you know, in the way I thought of it, like the cop is just like a standard guy. He's not, you know, terrible. He's not great.
Mhm.
He's Joe average.
Oh yeah.
But he gets all of this and basically becomes a test dummy for this AI.
Oh yeah. As you do
But
when you're
he
an AI.
can't let the AI out because the AI gives away the game. So if they have to go like do a sting, do something like that, he obviously can't let the AI talk because
Right.
the AI speaks in a vernacular that is so old.
Dick Tracy vernacular.
Yep, no one's going to know what the hell he's talking about.
And
So
real
these
quick,
two have to play off each other.
real quick. Hey, Katie, welcome to the show. My lovely
Hello.
co-host and wife, Katie Pritchard. Hail.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Going
It's going
good.
good. We're just talking about one of Mindflayer's IPs. It's an idea about a beat cop with an AI in his head.
With an AI what?
In his head. Kind of like RoboCop almost. He, gets into an accident. They find and feel he's a good candidate. And there you go. AI
They
in
feel he's
head.
the only candidate. Now he's just a guinea pig.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
It's ridiculous.
Except I can't hear half of what you guys say. My cords aren't working, so I can't hear you guys through the speakers.
Oh,
It's a bummer.
Oh, well,
I
damn.
set my phone volume, and the exhaust
Well-
is kind of loud in here.
Oh no.
And well, whatever you catch, you feel free to just chime in and say anything,
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, do I have your permission?
No. But you
Okay,
might get
right
away
on
with it if you
guys-
just do it.
You guys keep talking.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So yeah, this idea of yours, is it a future story? Were you thinking of doing like a radio drama on your podcast, kind of like
You know-
War of the Worlds? That'd be cool.
You know, to be honest, I think the concept of radio drama is kind of how I would want to go with it.
Oh yeah, because then you can
I
get the
wouldn't-
dialogue with Dick Tracy and stuff in there.
Yeah,
Really
exactly.
snappy,
Really snappy, really off the cuff, really outdated and out of touch.
Yep.
And I don't know if I'd put it on Anomalous because that kind of has its own thing. And
Yeah.
I would want to start something else
For sure.
as like think of it as like a radio station that does these little radio dramas.
Right.
You know, kind of like all in one place. And there's different ones going every week, every whatever. It's almost like how Thrilling Adventure Hour works. You ever listen to that?
No. Fill me in. What is it?
Okay, Thrilling Adventure Hour is essentially old time radio as a podcast. And they've done it in stage shows and things like that. And they have these different little shows that they do. And there's different little episodes of each show. And so every release is a different episode. of a different show. And it literally became just this radio show,
It's a
essentially.
brilliant idea, you know?
And you could just go through, like if you pull it up and wherever you listen to stuff like that, just pull it up, hit play, and you're going to be listening to different shows just as you go down the list.
I think it's a good idea to really lean into your strengths. So like that sounds like they have like a small team of people that are pretty decent at like video editing and audio.
There is no video.
Okay, audio engineering. So
It is,
you get
it's
probably a
it's all
band of
audio.
musicians, you know?
They've got some musicians, and a lot of what they have are like improv comedians.
Mm.
They've also had people like Nathan Fillion on there playing characters.
Cool.
And it's all just like a big Hollywood circle jerk where they get their friends to come in and do stuff.
Yeah.
But it's at least fun.
Yeah.
They have like announcers and dumb sound effects and stuff like that, and it's honestly hilarious.
Yeah. The point is
because there's not a lot of like post production except for the sound effects. So when someone like breaks and they start laughing, they never really cut that out.
Yeah. Why would they?
Yeah. So you get to hear all of the gaffes and everything like that. And it's honestly, that part is what endeared it to me.
Yeah, it sounds like a really good idea. And, you know, I'm just like all about this idea of some sort of ongoing show happening because there's so many people in like the indie community and, you know, more specifically like the Iron Age community who are very good at like video and audio editing, and they could, you know, make a killing just assisting people in doing something like this, even if it's just like mixing work. Once somebody just like, because think about it, you could download a free audio program, hit record, and then just start reading your book right there.
And I mean, that was the basis for my entire podcast. You know, hey, look, Audacity is free.
Yeah, for real though. Yeah, so I'm just like, you know, I'm gonna do it with Spirit Animals. The first 7 episodes of it are gonna be free. So I also figured like I have this mic courtesy of Evele Music, and you know, I've been also getting into making music again. I've been doing the podcasting thing, so I have a little bit of audio, you know what I mean? And why not do a little, you know, free audiobook with it, because that would be so fucking fun. And I know so many cool people now. Some of them have pretty unique voices, right?
That is true. That is true.
Might as well get at it, you know?
Right. But what I will recommend is when you do that, when you get that part going, I swear to God, man, use Spotify for podcasters or Anchor. Because when you put out every episode, what it will do is once it like verifies your email and crap like that, it will actually distribute it for you.
Oh, like everywhere.
Yeah.
Kind of like Amazon.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Also,
so you'll go,
guys, that's just our baby screeching in the background, just so you know.
Babies do screech.
Yeah. Baby screecher. Screech is gonna screech.
Yep. But it'll send it. Obviously, the first place it'll go is Spotify.
Yeah.
It'll send it to iTunes. Well, it's not. It's Apple. Whatever. No one cares. Like Stitcher, Podbean, wherever people actually listen to podcasts that aren't the main two, it'll send it there as well. So the distribution is handled. You get your own analytics. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah. It reminds me of TuneCore. That's what me and my bands always used. It's just like a service that distributed. So if that's built into Amazon now, or sorry, Spotify, if that's built into Spotify now, holy crap! All those all those companies went out of business.
Right. Yeah, I'll send you some links after we're done.
Okay.
And make sure you can just see the process. And it's really, it's not that bad.
Yeah, I was already planning on putting the audiobooks up on YouTube, right here on Pritchard Pub for free. Make
Excellent.
a separate playlist and make it a whole big thing, and spend a
Oh
little
yeah.
bit of my spare time jazzing up the appearance and stuff. I've been having fun making covers. I'm gonna make a new cover for every single episode.
Oh,
Why
that's
not?
awesome.
Yeah. Um, and I didn't even think about Spotify. I could
Yeah.
totally just because they're probably not going to be more than like a half an hour. It's like
Oh no,
each
that's
one's going to be
perfect.
like 8,000 words. It's like
That's
20,
perfect.
30-minute read.
Oh yeah, it's absolutely perfect.
Yeah. So.
And what I've learned just from Anomalous, and even all the times I've had to start and stop because of life and complications and things like that, I've actually seen through Spotify at least, where people have actually listened to my show, and man,
Is it
okay,
interesting? Just like
I
the
didn't know
analytics.
I didn't know half those countries had internet. I'm
Dude,
gonna be real with you.
we had an Indonesian following, and it was funny because we would always say, "Oh, we're huge in Indonesia. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it."
I don't know, man. Indonesia loves their metal.
Yeah.
They really do. It's
Surprising
like
amount
not
of
even a
countries.
joke.
Dude, metal is unique. It's like its own. It has its own thing, complete with its own way of garnering kind of the same emotions as other music, and its
Dude,
own
it's
form
its
of
own
expression.
culture. It's its own animal.
Yeah.
Like to illustrate the point, I was, through my job, I make deliveries, and I delivered to a guy last week who was wearing a shirt for an obscure black metal band that I like, or Nasi Pazuzu. And I was like, holy shit, I thought I was the only person on earth who ever heard that band.
It
So
sounds awesome.
so as you know, the minute one metalhead points out another metalhead's shirt, the conversation is on.
Oh yeah, and it doesn't stop.
No. So we started talking about black metal. He told me, he was like, you've got to look this up. I can't even explain this to you. Just know that it is dense and kind of unsettling and kind of hard to listen to. Roman Catholic black metal. Are you saying something? Can't hear you, boss.
Okay, I'm back.
I'm
I'm
not
sorry.
even kidding you.
I'm
Roman
muted.
Catholic black metal.
Yeah, I was just gonna say. Never mind. It's probably better that I was muted. I'm
But
not even
it's
gonna
like
say it now.
literally they're doing like hymns and psalms and stuff. It is weird, man. It is
Sick.
weird.
And you can like, dude, yeah, you can get real dark with that too. And like,
Oh yeah.
you
Like
can get
so if you
inspirational.
like the so if you like the sound of black metal but don't like all the Satan and church burning,
Right. You can get the hymns in there, and like
you can get the hymns in there, and it's really, really weird.
and there's something to it because it's like a bunch of human voices joined together singing, right? Like that chorusy. That's the reason why the music in Lord of the Rings is so appealing to everybody, even though it's
Oh yeah.
extremely Roman Catholic.
Oh yeah.
Like all the music.
I think Lord of the Rings, hold on, hot take here. I think Lord of the Rings and Tolkien in general is some of the most overrated shit to ever exist.
Oh Jesus. Okay.
Okay.
Come on.
Okay, look, I can even understand your point. All right?
It's because
I get
Amazon
it.
owns it.
Well, that doesn't even look, man, that's like saying there's a third Ninja Turtles movie.
Yeah.
No. But I can understand that point. It's not for everybody. That's just kind of my rule on everything.
I'm not
Right.
saying it's trash. I enjoy it, but and people I love dearly like watch it religiously. But
Oh God, no.
like, you know, when you're literally so into it where it's all you watch all the time, I can't get with it. It's not that great where you gotta be watching it constantly and obsessing about it and like.
Well, it's becoming part of their identity.
Decipher one of his books that, like, he probably doesn't even know himself what the fuck he's talking about. He's just writing shit down like, oh, they're gonna be wondering forever. So hard to read.
There's probably some of that in everything, you know.
Yeah, but people take things too far.
It's like what I was saying about identity.
Yeah.
Once you've, it's one thing to consume something, like something, even love something, but to push it so far into the core of your own being that it becomes melded with your identity. Like, there's no way you can separate that then. And that's why people get very, very offended, you know, because it's a part of them.
From his perspective, like, say somebody got that obsessed with, I mean, it's just like your music, like, we become so like obsessed with just like celebrities, musicians, whatever in general.
Obsession culture.
If someone's like so obsessed with you because of the art you make, it's creepy. Because, like, I'll be honest, it's like a good example is As I Lay Dying. Great band, awesome. I'm sure people like glorified him. Like, he tried to have his wife murdered. Like, roid rage. Tried to put a hit on his wife. Like,
yeah.
Tim Lambesis is an idiot.
Glorify them just because of their ideas and their creativity.
Well, think about serial killers.
Has an imagination and creativity. Just because we don't all like put it out there for everyone to see.
Right. What? Serial killers are glorified. It's fucked up.
Oh yeah, that's
like those chicks who really wanted to marry Manson.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like, no one's a subhuman compared to Token or, you know, the next person, and it's really weird how much we really glorify people just because they put ideas out there.
Yeah. I think the biggest problem is people take things way too seriously.
Oh,
that's true. For sure. And then some things we don't take seriously enough, for sure.
Yeah, and I think a lot of what we've been seeing, like, in our little sphere as of late, kind of qualifies to that. You know.
Oh, yeah. We've all seen the headlines.
Well, and I mean, a lot of people just need to realize that you're on the internet.
Yeah.
And welcome to the internet.
Exactly. Welcome to the internet.
You need to know what's going on here.
Well, I really wish people would be more genuine. I really value honesty and truth, and the fact that people use the internet to be a mask and be someone else just really gets to me, because anything I would say to someone online, I would say to their face 100%. And yeah, that turns me into an asshole a lot, sure, but I mean, where did he go?
Well, wherever I went, I'm back now.
That was good timing.
It should be like a law. It should be some sort of a law that you have to be genuine on the internet to, like, we would have a lot less shit throwing and more information sharing. I feel like
we would also have a lot less fun.
Like, oh, you're gonna say that to that person, go say it right to their face. I bet you 99.9% of people wouldn't say half the shit they say.
Well, that would be fun. I'd just like to see the fight.
What was that?
I'd just like to see the fights. Like I'm here for a good time. And I think a lot of this, like, super seriousness on the internet is not doing anybody any good. And as a matter of fact, it's hurting.
Yeah, for sure.
We don't need to be super serious at all in life. You know, it's like just like a job. Like, as long as you're getting the job done, like, why not have fun and have a good time? It makes no sense not to.
100%.
Yeah, but it's like, if you look at, like, the Eric July stuff going on,
yeah,
like, Eric had no idea what he was getting into.
Because
as far as what?
as far as Dick Masterson and Vito and these morons, you know.
So I know some of it, but I definitely don't know the extent of
Yeah,
it.
for those listening, fill us in.
Okay, so
Well, I'm gonna be right back in like 2 seconds.
Alrighty.
Okay, so this all involves two people who aren't really worth explaining. So Dick Masterson and Vito Gesualdi.
Right.
Vito thinks ISOM sucks because he has his own shitty comic that he's trying to promote that nobody bought.
Gotcha.
And the thing about the two of them is they are trolls. Class A trolls.
Well, right. Yeah. Feeding trolls. We got to stop.
Yeah. And the thing is, Eric didn't realize the type of people that he ended up engaging with. And it's almost not his fault.
Wait, are you talking about the dude who went to like the headquarters?
Yeah, Riley. That word I'm not sure I can say. Anyway, like the way Eric should have reacted to that, to completely negate anything, was thank him for the money that he stickered to the door, call him a slur, and just disregard them.
Oh wow, yeah.
But seriously, that's what he should have done. But this is an entire part of the internet that I doubt Eric had any real clue about.
And,
they brought
quick,
this. Go ahead.
Before you continue, Twin Duck Productions makes a good point to explain Eric July. Eric July is a successful an independent comic book creator who used to be in the music industry and has been YouTubing for like many years.
A long time.
Yeah.
Political commentator, comic book creator, musician. The dude wears a lot of hats.
His first comic made $1 million. His second is like, I don't know, probably over 3.
His first made like 2, 3, nearly 4. It was an absurd number.
Millions.
So
that is Eric July.
The dude's an anarcho-capitalist. He's all about a parallel economy and all that fun stuff.
He's a good dude.
But he is. He's a real good dude. I like him.
In my opinion,
But unfortunately, the situation he got himself into, he's dealing with a type of person that he's probably never had to interact with.
Troll Hydra.
You cut exactly.
One head off and, yeah.
Okay, I don't know what you mean by what do you mean by he put himself in that situation? Because that sounds a little victim blamey to me.
No. He didn't put himself in that situation, but he got engaged in that. He was put into that situation by these morons.
It really happened, and we've watched some of his streams, but someone was doing super chats with Eric June, and that shit was funny as fuck, dude.
Eric D. June
was funny too. He laughed. Dude, that shit was hysterical.
It's a picture of Eric July, but with an evil mustache, and it's Eric D. June.
Really funny. That's when trolling is good natured.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you can't troll and make everyone laugh, you're doing it wrong.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Anyway.
But dealing with these people that he has unfortunately crossed paths with, they're the trolls from back in the day. The guys that really don't care as long as it's funny.
Right.
To them. But if people stop laughing, or if they stop interacting, they go away.
And because when you're going to a family member's grave and shit, that's not even trolling. Or bullying, that's straight up psychotic behavior. You're just a worthless, pathetic piece of shit at that point. There's no.
Look, even some of the worst places on the internet have said, "Whoa, that's too far."
Well, dude, once you disgrace the dead, you're cursed.
Oh yeah, once you gain the ire of
serious,
a site like Kiwi Farms, and they look at you and go, "Whoa, that's too far. You guys are really taking it to a level that's not cool." That's rough.
And you
It
know, the
is.
people that do that are the people that are like, "Oh, I don't believe in witchcraft," and it's like, "Give me a hair," and they're like, "No," like, you know, like they're just stupid too. I really think a lot of evil and ignorance kind of go hand in hand sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, like, you just don't know better. How are you going to do better if you don't know better? And that's why it's important to have hard conversations about, you know, like basically anything that's controversial, because if you can't sit down and talk on both sides or in the middle or wherever you stand, and you're just throwing shit at each other, like calling each other a fucking cunt and idiot, like where are you going to get? Because you're not going to change anyone's mind, and you're not going to, I mean, you're not stating a valid case for your own beliefs. So
right. And you know, Twin Duck Productions here makes a good point. That's what the trolls do these days. They gang up and go after people or groups.
Well, trolls have been doing that this whole time.
It's like organized.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you go back and look at like Project Chanology, where 4chan trolled the Church of Scientology until they lost their damn minds.
Yeah.
You know,
There's some
that
good
was
ones.
hilarious.
There's some good ones.
Well, that's when 4chan used to be fun.
Double-edged sword.
Exactly, double-edged sword. They used to be fun and do stuff like that and go after people who really deserved it, like people who abused cats. You know, they made a documentary about that.
Yeah, don't F with cat.
Yeah.
It's a good.
I saw that and I was like, that's hilarious.
That's a good.
But nowadays it's not fun. It's just sad, and people are doing stuff like going to people's relatives' graves, which is god awful.
And really, at the end of the day, the only reason is because he's successful. Or if that really isn't the reason, it's literally I just don't like him, you know. And
well,
it's messed up.
Pretty much, yeah.
Imagine being that hung up over someone though, like what? That's
their identity.
not a good look, dude.
Well, you got to think about it like this: these people's lives revolve around the internet.
Yep.
And drama on the internet, and the internet, and more of the internet.
Terminally online.
Have like
terminally online.
Divorces with like kids and all this messy shit, houses, like whatever. Like those people don't even treat each other like that sometimes, you know? Like
right.
That's really, really insane.
It is, and it's sad, and you know, there's all this like arguing and fighting and infighting, and to be honest, there's no reason to get upset by it. Just let it happen.
But you know, we're talking about it, so to them they're getting attention, and it's feeding their mental illness, I guess.
Oh no, don't worry. I haven't said the things that would get attention yet.
Say that again?
I haven't said the correct things that would garner their attention yet, because I don't want it.
Now, so you're starting to sound like
I brought
Mr.
it
Stormcrow.
up, so you know, the fact that people are even like acknowledging it, like it just like feeds them, and they love it because they're broken. Like,
everyone's been acknowledging it over and over again.
Yeah.
And unlike our friend Mr. Stormcrow, I actually know the deep lore.
The deep. Don't cite the deep magic to me, witch.
But
I was there when it was written.
Because I'm trying to drive.
Oh, okay.
God, what? Do I even want to know what Stormcrow said?
Something about... Yeah, I'll read it out loud here. From Lord Stormcrow. Pritchard pub. Stalking these mean streets, Johnny come lately has his sights on you. And it's an umbrella emoji. It looks like a sword. And something I can't quite identify.
It's a robot, a steak, and a knife.
A robot?
Johnny,
oh, I thought it was an umbrella.
Nope, that is a robot head, sir.
Stormcrow, why aren't you part of this stream? Get him in here.
Does the crow have a free moment?
Yeah, what the
My
fuck are
lord.
we doing? Get on here.
Is he around? Here, I'll send him a link. You guys talk.
And
Okay, well,
Twin Duck.
I'm taking the back roads home, so I'm about to hit a little dead spot for a minute, and then I'll hit another one before I'm home. But
Well, I didn't mute my mic or anything, so.
All right, and Twin Duck Productions, you are correct. There is no reason at all to let it upset us.
Yes.
Absolutely none.
True. Very true.
there are still pumpkins in the trunk, babe.
Oh, we gotta get those out and carve them up
Yeah.
before Halloween.
Did one not have a stem? Because I didn't find one in the trunk, but one totally doesn't have a stem.
Probably not. Probably not.
You picked one without a
Mindflayer, you
stem?
carving?
Don't remember that.
You carving?
I thought they
You
all
carving,
did.
bro?
Not yet, bro.
I think one got fucked up because you didn't take them out of the trunk.
Yeah, they might roll around and, you know, people might think it's a body or
fail.
something.
Everyone knows the husbands have to carry the heavy pumpkins in. It's not a
Okay,
wife's job.
If you want to tag in and host the stream, then yeah, I'll carry it in when you get home.
It doesn't have to be right when I get home. The damage is done, babe.
Uh-oh.
That one's your pumpkin now.
Yeah, I'll take the differently abled
I
one.
think it is your pumpkin now. I think it is yours that broke.
That's fine.
Differently abled gourds.
It's just no, I won't make that joke. All right. So
I don't make that joke.
how did we trail off into Eric July?
Make that joke.
I don't know. We were just talking about the internet, I think. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just something that's been on my brain for a while, and I have to just say it.
Yeah, you gotta get it off your chest, man. And it's been a topic lately. Trolls. Shout outs to Daniel P. Riley. I saw him make a good comment about this earlier about feeding the trolls. Let me see if I can pull it up. It doesn't really matter too much, but yeah, he's just like, don't give them attention, don't feed them, you know. And it's just like, yeah, it's so true. There's a reason they're called trolls, and it's because they're only vulnerable. The only thing that gets rid of trolls is fire, because they regenerate and they just keep coming. And what we're dealing with is now a new generation of troll hydras, where it's not enough to regenerate. They regenerate extra heads. You know, more of them come back, and they're all just fire.
Flamethrower backpacks is the solution.
Yes.
See, those are normal trolls. Those are normal trolls. But you know what kills an internet troll?
They're heavy duty trolls.
No. You know what kills an internet troll?
Fireproof.
Apathy.
Apathy? Yeah.
Apathy.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. 100%.
Lack of acknowledgement.
Yeah, just don't feed them. And if you feed them anything, it's got to be fire.
It's the first rule of the internet, and people don't know that.
Yeah.
The first rule of the internet is don't feed the trolls.
Exactly. Especially troll hydras, because they regenerate heads. What?
About the video that Luke Stone shared where that kid didn't blow his flaming shot out.
Oh yeah. Oh, I wish I had that video. Maybe we should play that. It's probably long gone. But, yeah. It was just a bunch of college kids sitting around about to take shots. They lit all the shot glasses on fire, and for some reason one dude thought he'd be cool and just drink it while it was burning. But his face lit on fire.
The other two were about to too. They were about to, and then they saw him and then they put theirs down.
Yeah.
So
and he freaked out and spat it all out, and it all lit on fire. So it was like a flamethrower. And
he looked like a dragon shooting fire.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Well, sometimes wisdom is painful.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And sometimes it should be.
Iron Age author Black Knight says, "How's my favorite Mindflayer?"
Oh, Black Knight, how are you, sir?
We will see what he says.
I can't complain. That is beautiful.
What sign are you? Have I already asked you?
I have no idea.
What's your birthday?
But I am a Capricorn, ma'am.
Yeah.
A Capricorn? Just kidding. We're sign neighbors, so it's okay. Are you December or January?
January.
Oh, okay. That's cool. But you guys are both earth signs. I like to call them dirt signs, but...
Grounded and steady.
I mean, fair enough.
Immobile. Indomitable.
Well, I'm a fire sign, and I sure act like it, so... That's alright.
My wife's a Sagittarius.
That's
I don't know what
too.
that means. Oh, Jesus.
They're the best sign ever. Unlike
Oh,
Aries, who just think they are.
Oh, she would agree with you on everything you just said.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she's dope.
Maybe this is why me and Mindflayer get along so well.
Probably.
I'm starting to
Dope
see
wife.
how this works.
I bet she's hilarious too.
Yeah, that she is.
Black
See?
Knight says he is well, baking bread and writing more star-shattered craziness.
Oh man, I don't know which thing I'm more excited about. Baking bread.
Commie slavers.
I mean, you know, commie slang, but then he's baking bread as well. So,
Dude, yeah, that's the best part of that whole sentence.
look, I'm a fat guy.
Smells good.
I'm a fat guy, and you know, fresh made food. I'm a fat guy. I have a Sicilian family. I know nothing but kitchens and eating. So,
Ooh, so you're good at cooking? We can have a food stream?
I've been doing it basically my entire life.
There you go. Same.
I'm in a dead spot.
Oh, okay.
That you are.
Godspeed. Godspeed, culture. I imagine Black Knight's entire house smells like just amazing right now.
I absolutely.
It makes me want to dive into a world of commie slavers and heroes to take them down.
And
But
somehow bake bread.
But his world isn't all commie slavers. I believe that meme arose out of misinformation, if I remember right. He was saying that, I think, at some point. You can correct us if we're wrong, Black Knight. But it's a funny meme, and you know, you always got to bring up commie slaver slaying Black Knight.
It's a funny meme, and you should just run with it.
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, I would embrace it, but it might invite commies to get upset.
Ooh, oh no!
Yeah,
impudent communists screaming in the internet. Ooh.
Your fictional world offends me.
Oh
Your
no!
non-existent world has things that I don't like.
Oh no! You know what offends me? Bread lines and mass graves. What do you want?
Yeah.
Don't play this game with me, Marxist.
Exactly. But anyway, back to like creating. What do you got going on the rest of the month?
Okay. October, I have decided. I've actually done something that I've never done, and I've decided to force myself to take a break.
Yeah.
So the way I'm doing it is the rest of October, I'm not trying to buckle down on anything creative. Starting the beginning of November, it is hardcore into writing for Anomalous.
Ooh.
I have been asked by a friend of mine to go into MK Ultra.
Ooh, yeah.
So
there's a whole.
It is a rabbit hole.
Yeah.
So that is going to end up being a 3-part episode. Episode 1 will be kind of like the backstory, the history. You know, why the government decided to get in this pissing match with the Soviets in the first place. Episode 2 will be where it really shines, and that's when we're going to go into all of the operations.
Right.
So things like Acoustic Kitty, Midnight Climax, other really funny titled things that were, honest to God, terrible.
Yeah, those are ridiculous titles that the government always comes up with, isn't it?
Oh my God, it was so funny. So funny.
And then the misleading, malicious laws that get really innocent sounding names that you can't help but support because it has like
Oh
the
yeah,
Happiness Act,
it's standard propaganda,
the Save All the Kids Act.
right?
You know?
And then the third episode is going to be what I'm going to dub like the lasting effects, and the general thought that MK Ultra never ended.
Yeah, I'm sure it just evolved. You know.
Yeah, it is absolutely evolved. So I've got that, and I know I've talked to you about it. What I'm going to end up doing is in December doing a recording for the episodes that I write, and basically relaunching in 2024. So
Oh,
the
hell yeah.
beginning, yeah. So I want to start it off January 1st, hit the ground running. And I know that during this period of time, you and I have already talked about, we've already discussed, you know, taking the show and doing live streams with it.
Oh yeah.
So, you know, you wanted to come on and do what, Missing 411?
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
Buddy,
There's a lot of options there.
we could spend 5 hours just reading stories.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Um,
There's my favorite are the ones that are total mystery, just like total mysteries, super bizarre ones.
oh yeah.
Like when kids
There's
go missing right in front of their parents, like literally right in front of them, and show back up not even dirty, like in a place that they couldn't have gone to by themselves.
and that's the point. You brought up a point that I was going to bring up. It's more mysterious when they come back.
Mm-hmm.
When they come back and talk about a fuzzy man that fed them berries, and other just completely bizarre shit.
The tall man, or like the bird person, or just always really weird, bizarre stuff.
Weird shit.
Yeah.
I have another live stream that I want to do talking about the dead internet theory. Less like spooky bizarre, but more like, huh. And how that ties in with a certain organization known as Alphabet.
Uh-huh. I'm familiar.
Alphabet, for those of you who might not know, owns goddamn almost everything. Alphabet is the parent company of Google.
Yes.
And they have their hands in so much that it's honestly kind of frightening. I have a buddy of mine who just like a couple of years ago went down a rabbit hole with Alphabet and just started like looking up like who they were, what they were doing, what they had their hands in, and it got really strange. So I'm probably gonna have him on that with me, just because he did that legwork. But doing live streams, things like that, and I also want to start up on my, own YouTube. I'm going to start running tabletop role-playing games.
Oh, I think Black Knight knows a thing about that.
Mm-hmm.
Really quick, he says, do you know how MK Ultra happened on Earth in Star Shatter?
Off the top of my head, no.
It didn't.
It didn't.
And everything that happened in here didn't happen in Star Shatter.
Unhappened in Star Shatter.
Those who happened in here were unhappened in Star Shatter. I agree.
I think I'm going to adopt that word from now on.
Yeah.
Unhappened.
Unhappened. I like that. I like your style. Black Knight. You're the man.
Absolutely. But yeah, running some tabletop role-playing games. I mean, I'm 38. I started tabletop when I was 13.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm basically a permanent game master. So,
dude, okay, so check this out. Right now, we're on a streaming service that's all browser only. So that means you can send a link to guests, like how I got you on here. You can get a bunch of people on one stream, or like, honestly, from experience playing tabletop, I'm sure that smaller groups are generally better, and like 4 total people is generally like a pretty good, like,
it's a pretty good number, yeah.
yeah, maybe 5, that'd be good, because then you got 4 players,
Yep.
but the DM is kind of a player. I like to be a player when I DM. But anyway, you can get everybody on here just like we are right now. And I believe that you can do something like this. Boom. So here's
Yeah.
the DM, and then everybody's small on the sides. Or like
Yep.
you can even see like 3 players and then the DM.
Yeah.
Everybody can share their screens. There's things like D&D Beyond that let you do, roll the dice on your digital character sheet, and it has everything built
Yeah.
into it. There's
I've actually
literally
I've got a couple of virtual tabletops I'm looking at. I outright refuse to touch anything that's made by Wizards of the Coast at this point
Mhm.
because of their heinous shit.
Yeah. No, I
But
get it.
but I've got 2 main storylines I'm working on. One is for a smaller, like almost a micro RPG called Inspectors,
I like it.
which is basically about making your own Ghost Hunters franchise to the point where
You make your own Ghost Hunter franchise? So
yeah,
it's like
like
building a business, but
yeah.
specifically
So imagine the Ghostbusters were able to franchise out,
okay.
but you can't use the name Ghostbusters.
Right.
So
Just like how does your company go about exterminating or getting rid
exactly,
of, basically making ghosts not in an area? Because I could see
exactly.
some people would literally try to destroy them, like an exterminator. Other peoples would ask them to leave. You know what I mean? Maybe
Some
other
people might try and
people
capture them.
capture them. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Capture them. Yeah.
Yeah,
Dude.
and it's so the whole concept of it being a business is so ingrained that the beginning of running a game in this game, I should say, is you do a pitch meeting. So you only need 3 players. Any more than 3, it kind of gets skewed.
Mm-hmm.
So the players open up pitching their business to an investor.
Right.
And that's the opening of the game. They've got to pitch their business to get the money to start it.
I like that.
There
it's
is
like
a
interactive, kind of like
absolutely.
Catan. You know how most of Catan is negotiating with people?
Yeah, and that's really, you're dead on with that.
Yeah.
And there is a concept in the works for the players for that, and I am not going to say a word about it because it is so ridiculous that I just have to let it happen. Yeah.
Yeah, that's an amazing idea. Sorry, my wife is settling in here.
No, you're fine.
Everybody say hi to Katie again. She's here. Also,
hello.
Black Knight said have a good evening, and Ultimate Kahuna is chiming in and saying, still going strong, ladies and gentlemen. AC. Tongue face.
Hey everyone. Give us 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Other than that, I've got a couple more game settings and ideas in the works, but Inspectors is the quickest and easiest to explain. Yeah, and past that, it's maybe doing some looks into some analog horror, which, given that it's December, or not December, Jesus, where am I at?
October.
Given that it's October, and I'm a horror guy, this is the perfect month to start watching it, so I can maybe review some down the road. I still think it's the best thing that's happened to horror in 10 years.
That's an amazing idea, buddy.
Like, have you guys seen any analog horror stuff?
I haven't. No.
Oh boy. Analog horror is basically the logical next step of the found footage horror, and it's honestly fantastic. The amount of creativity that goes into it is wild. If anybody wants to wet their feet with it, I recommend just going to YouTube and searching for Local 58. Don't watch any Local 58. Don't watch any reviews of it. Just find it and watch it.
Hell yeah.
It is so subtly terrifying when you really think about what's actually going on in this world. Whew, it's messed up. Then you look into things like the Monument Mythos, the Mandela Catalog, the Smile Tapes. There's a whole bunch of these. And all of it really started with like Marble Hornets.
Marble
Hornets. That was from years and years ago, and it was the first real push of Slender Man media.
Oh, I just saw a video on Slender Man the other day.
Mm-hmm. It was just this whole series, and your main bad guy was Slender Man. It was bonkers for the time, and the production sucked, but it was like kids in the early stages of YouTube that were putting this out.
Right.
That can lead you to things like 12 Tribes, Everyman Hybrid, which I recommend. The internet has done so much for horror. You have some of the most memorable stories coming out of just the creepypasta community.
Right. And then like there's so many. What is it? Those fake ICPs. I think that's what they're called. SCPs. Yeah.
The largest collaborative writing project on Earth.
Yeah.
SCPs are amazing.
Yeah.
The creativity and just form of it all is just wonderful.
The unfortunate
some of them are stupid as hell. But
that's what I was. So yeah, if you search one, and you get one SCP in your algorithm, it's like an infestation.
Oh yeah,
is all that pops up.
But there's the thing, there are so many.
Right.
There's like 4,000 to 5,000 entries on the wiki.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And each one spawns different mythos.
Yeah, and then some of them add to the collected mythos. Some of them, it's insane.
Yeah. Pretty insane. But yeah, there's so many. It's just like there's so much out there.
Oh yeah.
Even horror games, all you gotta do is like jump scare people. So like there's some good.
They're
indies.
all over the place.
Yeah, there's good indie.
If you go back and play like something like Amnesia, which is Amnesia's a great game. Soma. There are so many of these games that like understood what they were doing,
right,
and just ran with it.
Right. Yeah. I can't. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to remember one game. It was like a survival game. You had to like survive, and I think you were just trying to make it until like dark, or maybe like winter or something. I can't remember though. I just remember it was really well done, and that was indie. I can't remember the name of it. But yeah, dude, there's so many out there. I am gonna get going though for the day, if that's cool.
I hear you, man.
So
It's
go
all
ahead
good.
and tell everybody where they can find you.
Yeah. The easiest place right now, since I'm on the phone and can't like throw links in the chat or anything.
Yeah, I can do that.
Just do anomalouspod.subs. Actually, you know what? I can drop that in the chat.
Yeah, there you go. And yeah, if you do it in the private chat or wherever. If you do it in the private chat, I can throw it in the comments for everybody to see.
All right. Yep.
Perfect.
anomalouspod.substack.com. That has links to everything. It's where you can find articles that I put up. We did a thing called the Daily Existential Crisis, where for a little while there, I was just putting up these wild topics, real short form, just to get people thinking. And yeah, we have fun.
I made it
I'm
through
working on
your backlog,
Okay.
and yeah, you got some interesting episodes on there.
Oh, Jesus.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
We tend to try and have a little bit of levity, have a little bit of fun. Stardust Ranch proved that one with that poor guy firing off an AK because aliens were trying to steal his wife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As you do. I grabbed
As you
too.
do.
Yeah.
As you do. But yeah, working on setting up a Gilded for that just to keep myself organized. And yeah, I'm around. I'm always around.
Yeah, me too, buddy. I appreciate having you on.
Hey, I appreciate you having me, buddy.
For those listening, you can find me on Twitter at _C_Pritchard. You can find me on Substack at acpritchard.substack.com. You can find my debut fantasy pulp collection, Mortal Descent, on Amazon at amazon.com/author/acpritchard. And of course, Sub to the Pub. Check out Spirit Animals. It's my new project. I could talk more about on the next stream whenever I have it. But yeah, it's a ongoing fantasy following it's like a coming of age story following a little boy named Zan in a world where people can magically bond to animals. And I'm gonna make the first 7 episodes free. Each one is like a little novelette. And I'm gonna have an accompanying audiobook with each one, so stay tuned for that. Episode 1 drops at midnight Central Time on Halloween, and
It's gonna be a good time.
Thanks again for coming on, Mindflayer.
All right, sir. Have a good one.
Everybody have a good day. Cheers.
Have a good day, chat.